Hi, Chef Raphael here. On this episode of Cooking with Chef Raphael, I'm showing you how to make potato rosti. This is a simple potato dish. It's actually originally from the Swiss, but it's something that you can actually make at home today. The three main ingredients is the salt and pepper, and the potato are the main ingredients. It's a nice and crispy dish. If I could taste. So this is basically grated potato, nice and crispy on the outside. The crunch is all about the technique. I've laid out all the tips and information about making this. Watch till the end and you learn how simple it is to make it. Let's get cooking. So welcome to the show. Now on my channel, I'm all about bringing cooking back. Basically showing you that cooking does not have to be complicated. I have weekly baking and cooking videos so you can check them all out. And on today's recipe, it's very simple. The main ingredients being the potatoes. I have about 5 pieces of potato. The other one that we actually need is just salt and pepper. That's it. So what I also have in mind is that I've added some, I have some dried oregano and some butter and cooking oil. The cooking oil that I have has some ginger oil in it, so it has a nice ginger flavor, which is what I'm going for. But you can actually use any oil that you have, or better yet, clarified butter or ghee. So what I have here is butter and the oil. So I'll explain all the things that I'm going to do to make this recipe great. The first thing is, after peeling the potatoes, is to grate them. Just grate them using the biggest size of your grater, and that's it. Now after grating, what you want to do is squeeze out the excess water. Just place the grated potato on a clean cloth and then squeeze out the water. Now in case your potato, as you're grating, turns brown, basically it's oxidizing, and that's the reaction between air and the potato. No big deal. Don't worry about it. Just you don't need to soak it in water. All you need, like I said, is to wring out all the water, but you can leave, it doesn't have to be exactly too dry. Now the whole point about this stage is to make the cooking process faster, especially the browning, which you will see as we continue. Now when the water is done, put the potato back in the bowl, season it, salt and pepper. Myself, I'm adding some oregano for extra flavor, and then mix it. So when you mix it, the whole point is just to make sure that everything is incorporated. And then I'm adding a little bit of the cooking oil, which has the ginger oil. Like I said, you can also use clarified butter or ghee, or just regular cooking oil. So after that, you want to add a little bit of the oil, not too much. So when it comes to cooking, you want a hot pan. Now the hot pan is really important because you want the potatoes to touch the pan while it's hot. The whole thing is browning it. Again, when we reduced the amount of water by squeezing it out, it was about also reducing the steaming process. Now if you put it with the wet potato, what will happen, it will steam and it will like start boiling. Before the water evaporates, the browning will not be as effective. So the squeezing of the water is really important. Don't forget it. Now I'm adding a little bit of butter and a little bit of the cooking oil. Again, I want that ginger flavor, and then let it melt. The good thing about butter, it will help in the browning process. And even if you don't have butter, if you only have cooking oil, that's fine. It's just that it will take slightly longer to be nice golden brown. Place the potato. So I'm going to start off with medium-high heat. Not the highest, just under the high heat. You see there's also still some excess water. This is not so bad, but You need to drain off most of the water. And then flatten. So the ginger oil is giving it some extra ginger flavor. I've noticed it has started to brown, so I'll actually reduce the heat. You don't want it to brown too fast. But part of the browning is also coming from the butter that I've used. So make it as compact as possible. And then you're going to leave it to cook for about 10 minutes. Now this is now on low heat. You want it to cook slowly. Now again, the time will be dependent on the thickness. So that should be good. Leave it to set, leave it to cook. The sides here are a little bit brown, but that's not a big deal for me. I know it's also because of the butter. Reduce the heat like I said, and let's wait and see how we will turn it. So now you're going to turn it. So what I've done is I've checked it has already browned. The most important thing is for it to brown on the first side. You only need to lift it a little bit. So if it's golden brown, even brown, again the timing is dependent on the thickness of your potato, but so long as it's nice and golden brown and it was on low heat, to turn it, take a plate, a flat plate, place it on top, flip it, and then I'm going to slide it back. But before that, a little bit of the butter and oil. Again, I said you can also use ghee. Butter or margarine will actually give the nice golden brown color. The cooking oil, because of the ginger flavor, is what I want. And then slide it back. So when you turn it, no need to press it. Just make sure it's all touching the bottom of the pan and let it cook on the second side to brown as well. So now it's ready. Again, just to be sure, lift it, just confirm it's nice and golden brown. And all that is left is to slide it onto my plate. Ready for serving. I'll show you how it looks on the inside. So now here it is, nice and brown. So like you saw, you actually need to cut it into usually 8 pieces. Cut it into 4, and then that 4 you cut it into another 4, you get 8 pieces, so that you have nice sizable pieces. What is most important, again, like I mentioned, it's about the drying, the crispiness, and it comes because of removing the water from the potatoes. It smells really nice. I can actually even smell the nice ginger flavor. I can't wait to dig in. Let me know in the comment section. This is something you can actually serve by itself, like a snack. You can serve it for breakfast. You can serve it as an accompaniment, like a potato dish for a chicken dish, or even a steak, for example. It's up to you. Personally, I would prefer it for breakfast. You have some potatoes, like some hash brown potatoes, and some eggs, and something like that. But I'll leave it to you. Let me know in the comment section when you get to make yours. It's a simple recipe. Remember, the main ingredients is the potato and salt and pepper. Everything else I've added, whether it's the oregano or the cooking oil or the or the butter is to just enhance the flavor, but it's just potato and the seasoning. Hope this video will be helpful. Until next time, I'm signing out. I'm Chef Raphael.